Hey there YouTube, just a different video because there's some news today which is rather sad, and that is that GamesMaster magazine is closing after 25 years in the industry. It was 1993 that it started. I think it was January 93. When I was, how old was I? 11 years old. So, it's been with me most of my life, and that's true for a lot of people who play video games. GamesMaster has been a staple of the games journalism, special interest market for 25 years, quarter of a century. And for that to end today is very, very sad. Obviously, back in the 1990s, there was a TV programme that went along with it. There was Sir Patrick Moore, who was, do you remember he had the monocle? And he'd read out the cheats for the games. And obviously he didn't play them himself, so you could tell that he had no idea what he was reading. But it was amazing. He was perfect as the games master. And, well, from a personal point of view, I used to work at Future Publishing full-time. I was on GamesRadar.com for 10 years. And I worked on the same floor as games master. So I knew the team. Obviously, I saw them every day. And I was lucky enough to write for them from about 2008 until now. I've done freelance games reviews and previews and occasional features for them. So I just wanted to reminisce a little bit, if you'll indulge me. So this issue of the magazine was July 2010, and it came with a book, Glitch. And look at this. Don't know if you can see what it says there. Writer, Justin Towell, that's me. So I wrote it, editor-in-chief Robin Allway, art editor Ian Lloyd-Edwards, and production editor Greg McGregor. That book took an entire weekend of straight work to write. I think it was something like 15,000 words or something like that. It was a lot. And I just bought a new PC laptop. And looking back, I think it's crazy to go around looking at Call of Duty forums trying to find glitches, because I expect they're full of viruses. I don't think it picked up anything, but, for a new computer, that was a not too clever move to make on my part. Anyway, so I did get it done, and I'm very proud of it. It's the only book that I actually have published. So, yeah, my own little part of history. Other things that I remember doing for GamesMaster. I remember reviewing Project Gotham Racing 4 for them and loving the game. At the time, I just got the Microsoft Force feedback wheel for the Xbox 360, and playing the game on that, I can remember using the motorbikes. Obviously, motorbikes don't have steering wheels, but it worked brilliantly for the game. And I remember arcing through as right-hander at night, all the bikes lighting up the track with their headlights. 30 frames a second, and it was 720p, which, now is nothing, but at the time, it was magnificent, and I just remember thinking, this is superb. That was the issue, I believe, that Zelda, probably Twilight Princess, was reviewed. I might be wrong, but yeah, probably around there. So, it was. I think I gave it 93% or somewhere around there. Because GamesMaster has that percentage scale, which all the old magazines used to do, like Sega Power when I was a kid. And it was a dream come true to write a game review for such a big name game in GamesMaster magazine. It was fantastic. And as time went on, I remember doing the Sonic Mania preview for them, and that was great fun. They'd get me to do a lot of racing game reviews because that was my forte. But I'm pretty sure I've done several different genres for them. The reason I find it difficult to remember is because a lot of the writers at Future Publishing freelance for a lot of the magazines. That way you can write in different styles, because obviously GamesMaster's audience was traditionally a little younger. I think that changed over time, and they tried to make it a little more grown up, especially as its user base, its readership grew up. So people would literally grow up with the magazine, which I think is wonderful. And that's something that websites can't really do to the same extent. They don't really... Well, I say that, but Games Radar definitely had people who stayed with the writers of the website and still follow them on Twitter and talk to them and are even friends with them. You know, I know people. Someone who's a very good friend of mine, who was initially a reader of the website and a listener to the podcast. But the thing about magazines is that you really, really had that sense of the team writing it. And obviously GamesMaster was no exception. Everyone has their favourite writers. You know, the magazine would enhance aspects of people's personalities and make them have jokes at their expense, but that was just to be expected. And GamesMaster did that so well. And the team were always lovely to work with. Obviously, the staff turnover over a decade was going to be substantial. Robin Allway was editor for a long time. And yeah, I knew that Robin Valentine, the outgoing editor, was leaving, but I didn't know that the magazine was closing. And it's a shame because this very week, maybe a week ago, 7 to 10 days ago, Robin offered me a preview. And firstly, I was so busy at the time that I didn't see his email for a couple of days, which is really annoying because, you know, professionalism, that above all else is what they say. But as it was, I was too busy to do the work anyway, so I apologised. But I had no idea that that would have been in the last issue of the magazine, because of course I would have done it. You know, I would have found the time if it was going to be the last issue of the magazine. Never mind. Just some things aren't meant to be, I suppose. But yeah, I remember when GamesMaster got their Vectrex, that Vector, it's like an old, I guess 1980s? Yeah, it would have been about 1980s, Vector-based little self-contained console with a screen. So this blazing white light making up lines. I remember playing a little racing game on that and everyone crowding around to have a go. The team were always so enthusiastic about the subject. And of course, Future is built on that. You know, special interest magazines and websites can only happen if the people writing them are mega enthusiastic about the subject. You have to be a mega nerd to do that, and obviously I count myself in that, because you can't write for a magazine like GamesMaster without having extreme knowledge of a subject, because the readers will shoot you down. Anything you say that's wrong, they will shoot you down, and well, you learn to stick to what you know, let's put it that way. But that's exactly why you freelance for it, because the editor would say, or the reviews editor, whoever, would say, Justin, you know your racing games, we want you to do this racing game. And so that would be it. It is sad. It's a piece of my childhood and a lot of people's childhoods that has died today, and that seems to be happening a lot. Future released a statement to say that the magazine achieved great things over its lifetime, which is very true. And that's, you know, 25 years is amazing for a magazine. That is wonderful. But they said that it was no longer profitable. And although there's always that argument that says, yes, but it's an institution, you should keep it going because it is what Future is. At the same time, the company has been making great strides to make itself more solid, more profitable. Obviously, a lot of people did have to leave the company a while back, and it's nice to hear that the team is being reabsorbed back into the company to work on other things. So that's how it should be. The magazine has reached the end of its life, but the core of it, the staff, lives on in other things. So it's okay. I can accept that. And I'm just really, really proud and privileged to have been a part of GamesMaster. So, yeah, me and Sonic here would raise our glasses to... yes, exactly. Yes. Raise our glasses to the outgoing team and indeed everyone who worked on the fine ship GamesMaster. So, yeah, it was a privilege. Thanks for watching. Soon I should have my ZX Spectrum Next if you're interested, because I backed that on Kickstarter a while back and that should be arriving soon. So hopefully you'll be able to see my thoughts on that. As for now, take a look around my channel and you'll see other gaming videos, some new, some old, and hopefully I'll have more as well soon. Now that winter's coming and there'll be, I expect, a bit more time to be doing that rather than playing guitar in the sunshine, because I tried playing guitar in 2 degrees Celsius and it's a bit cold. So probably won't be doing that so much this winter. Well, there we go. Thanks for watching and I'll see you soon. Cheers.